Ladies and gentlemen, this is Man Paulo from Man Paulo's Corner. Always renew your mindset. Guys, like as I promised, I told you guys I'm going to be live here. And I was going to bring you someone who is very much important to me. For those who don't know him, maybe this might be the first time he is hearing this from me. He is my godfather, my school father. So my first university, this guy secured my admission. So I rate him so esteemed in my own heart. I see him like a very big person. You know, that's how I see him. Though he's a very simple and easygoing person, he doesn't see all this I'm saying. So he plays like everybody is equal, which another quality I like about him. Guys, I present to you no any other person than Kingsley McKay Ilekende. For those who don't know who I am talking about, this is him here. Kingsley, you are welcome to Man Paulo's Corner for the first time.
Hi, Man Paulo. How are you? All those accolades. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Before we begin, I want my followers to share this video first with 2 minutes. Why McKay is here to tell us more about this immigration we're talking about here. So if you are watching this video, share this video. And for those who were waiting by 4 o'clock, I didn't come on live 4 o'clock because something happened. When I got to the studio, I noticed that my internet was not working. I don't know what happened. But the person in charge of the internet, I have already contacted the person to see what his problem is. But I have to do extra work to make sure I provide internet emergency for me to do the 8 o'clock one. So I'm really sorry, guys, if you waited by 4 o'clock and I wasn't there. It wasn't technically my fault, but I will still take the responsibility, okay? Sorry for that first interview I was going to do with, that first show I was going to do with someone from America, but we have to reschedule it for you guys. Now, if you are just joined this video, Facebook, YouTube, please share this video now. Just 2 minutes, let's share this video. 2 minutes to share this video. 2 minutes, no more than 2 minutes, then we begin to hit it. We are going to educate you specifically on Canada. The best route you need to go if you want to travel there. We don't want you people to be confused every time you fall in the hand of scammers or people who are just greedy, and they already know that you are going to fail before you even move. They still tell you go and bring money. Most of your money you've suffered a lot. You go and give it to them. Now, why we do this education is for you to know when you are right or when you are in the wrong direction. At least what McKay is going to tell you here and what you're going to hear from this program is going to baffle your mind, and it's going to honestly keep you right when it comes to traveling, especially those who have interest in Canada. So we'll do it a little bit. All right. And if you're on, let me see how many we are now on Facebook watching. Keep going, guys. If there's a number we need to get, then we begin to start. If you just join and just share. Somebody say your mouth sweet. Okay. So all these my friends, all these my Facebook people, and they worry. Okay, guys. McKay, you are most welcome to Man Paulo's Corner again.
Thank you so much.
Let me see what is happening on YouTube. People who have joined us, if YouTube is already live, to make sure we are all on the both platform and doing the good job. Okay, yeah, couple of people, good people are watching that as well on YouTube. My YouTube people are doing, you people are doing great these days. Okay, Mama K, you are welcome again. And can you tell my followers about yourself?
Okay, I'll try and be brief about that. My name is McKay Kingsley Ilekende. I'm an operations manager for in the healthcare sector here. I'm also an entrepreneur. I am the president CEO of True Angels Global Incorporated, and I own an e-commerce brand through ease. I'm also a social conscience poet. I like to write. So when I write, I want to make sure that my content add value to people. And I am the outgoing president of the Nigerian Canadian Association of Northern British Columbia. We are in the process of conducting election for the new president.
Wow. Wow, that's a good profile, man. You got too much profile in Canada. Good. When I was telling them that this is like my school father, they don't know, It is they joke.
I don't know about that.
It is how they joke.
You are my organ now.
That is how they joke,
This
Abby.
is my servant.
All right. Just in a sum up, what do you think this program tonight is going to do to my viewers or your viewers, because you are now involved?
Okay, so for me, I think that especially because Canada appears to be a very popular country for people to want to go to, in Nigeria, I have received lots of reports, cases where people talk about how they got scammed from their attempts to come to Canada, and you know what? Ultimately, the information is readily available for people who want that information. I think this session should add value to people in the sense that after the conversation we're going to have, they'll have an idea on how they can immigrate to Canada, the different routes they can immigrate to Canada. And also, if they are engaging with people regarding coming to Canada, they would have information so that they don't get scammed. I think that's the biggest part of it for me.
Thank you. That's a good one. Guys, you people have heard the summary of what you are going to benefit tonight. So we are not just here to joke. We are here to impart your life. We are here to help you inform your decision, okay? So that when you are making that decision, you not go astray, okay? Thank you, McKay, for that. Now let's get started without wasting time, okay? I want to ask you. You want to say something?
No, go ahead.
Okay, good. I want to ask you a particular question here. I've gone to understand that there's what is called permanent residency, yeah?
Yep.
And there's what we call work permit.
Yep.
Are they the same?
No.
Good.
They are different.
Good. Can you tell me a little bit of the difference?
A work permit is a temporary permit, is a temporary resident visa that you get to come to Canada and work. So it has a beginning date and an end date. You are here temporarily. Of course, if you get here as a worker, you can eventually become a permanent resident. But a permanent resident pathway is a pathway that is focused on, is more permanent. So it's not a temporary work permit. When you come here, the next thing you do is after, some time in Canada, you become a Canadian citizen. So there are two different pathways to come into Canada.
That's fine. I just added something because in case if I want to show them something and I'm able to show them that. I'm trying to see if I can show them something at some point. So I added something. I don't know if they are seeing my background or display capture. Okay. I'm trying to see if I can, yes, at some point show them something with regards to this thing you said, with regards to this thing you said differences. So we see it on screen.
Yeah.
They will see it on screen at some point. Okay. So it seems like the permanent residency is a lot more higher. Yeah. So
yes.
It's a lot more higher
yes.
when it comes to immigration status. Yeah. Yeah,
Correct.
that's good. Okay, now if one wants to go on the permanent residency from Nigeria directly, for example, or from Africa directly, because it's not only Nigeria that watch me, from Africa directly, is that possible?
Yes, it's possible. So there are different pathways to migrating to Canada through the permanent residency pathway. So it's possible.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, it's possible. So there are different routes, or what do you call it?
Yeah, there are different routes, different pathways. I can expand on that a
Yeah,
little
can you
bit.
just throw a little bit?
Yes. So if you have, they have the family sponsorship. So if you have a family, if you are a resident in Canada and you have a spouse in Nigeria, you can bring the person. If you are only if you are a permanent resident or a citizen,
Okay.
you can bring the person as a permanent resident to Canada. You have to sponsor the person, your spouse, to Canada. And then we also have the express entry route, which is the more popular route. The express entry is mostly a point-based system.
All right.
Where skilled workers are kind of assessed based on their skills and their work experience, education, and all that to come to Canada.
I like that one.
Okay.
Can you explain more on that one for me?
Okay. So for the express entry, basically, I believe the cutoff point as of today should be around 60 something.
Okay.
So it's a ranking system.
Yeah, I think I saw it 65. 65.
Yes. So where you submit your profile online using the express entry portal. So when you submit your profile, you have to present certain documents. So for example, I would always advise people they require you to do your education evaluation. So you have to evaluate your education to make sure that it meets the Canadian system. And then they also look at your age. If your age is between a certain range, then you get higher points. If you're older, you get lower points. Then you have to do an English test, English exam, to make sure that you can settle here, you have the ability to speak English.
That's right.
So within that English exam, you are required to meet a certain threshold. I'm not quite sure, I don't have the number here, but for express entry, you are required to meet a certain threshold. So once you have all of that and you have the relevant work experience in specific trades or in specific occupation, you would be considered for permanent residence. So if you meet that point, they will invite you to apply for permanent residence.
Okay. The last video I did concerning this permanent residence Canada was I was able to bring out the whole skill jobs or professions required. I think there were about 345 skill jobs. So that was the first one I did. So that is one of the criteria. So you are skilled. So if you fall in on that is in one of those skills, you've met one, then you begin to talk about your education and every other thing that is involved. Okay, that's fine. Now I want to ask you a question. If someone, let me assume someone has let me assume that someone is qualified, how do you go about the application?
So because it's express entry, as far as I know, is online. So you have to apply online. It's not paper-based, because they have paper-based applications, they have online-based application. So the idea of the express entry is to make it fast. So just as the name says. So you go online and then you complete a checklist and submit your documentation. You want to make sure that you meet certain, even for a financial threshold, for your family, right? So when you say how do you submit the application, are you talking about? Do you want to talk about how you go to the portal and all that?
What I'm saying, where do you apply to? But I heard when I was studying about it, I heard something that has to do with the regionals, people that they would nominate you. You be a nominee or something. You know what I mean now?
Yeah. So that is okay. We are expanding the conversation now. Yes. So the federal skilled worker we're talking about is different from the provincial nominee program.
All right.
So when you talk about, you can still apply under the express entry, but if you are applying under the provincial nominee program, every province, different provinces have different pathways for immigration, for permanent residency.
1 minute, sir. The one you said before was federal.
Yes.
Okay, that federal, how does it work first? Because I'm getting two things now, which I'm happy with.
Okay. So the federal skilled worker, it's run by the federal government, the Canadian government. It's not specific to provinces. So anyone, you can apply under that, is not specific to a province. So if you have the skills and all that, you go to that route.
Right.
You apply either as a federal worker, skilled worker, or as a federal skilled trade worker.
Okay. Okay. So now, can you tell us about the other one? What is it called? The provincial one?
The provincial nominee programs. So every province, because they have their immigration policies, they want to bring people into Canada, into their own province to, add value to the economic value to their community and the society. They come up with strategic ways of bringing people who have the appropriate and relevant skills that they need into Canada. Okay. So they have different programs, they have different routes. Each province have their own kind of, program. So I will advise your viewers to go do a little bit more research on each of the programs, because every province have different programs.
I understand that. I saw that province one that like depends on the need, on the human resource need of every province that determine how it's been structured or who will be nominated and all that. So that's fine. Okay, perfect. Don't worry, most of my viewers will still ask you some questions, but we are not yet. Let's be dealing with our questions first here. Then we'll come to what they are going to be asking. So now that's perfect. Now coming to work permit.
Okay.
Now, what is now the correlation between this? The one you explained now is the resident permit, isn't it?
It's permanent residency.
A permanent resident. So now this work permit now, what is now the difference there, if I'm asking?
So the difference is that a permanent work permit doesn't make you a permanent resident of Canada.
Okay.
You are a temporary resident of Canada.
All right.
And it doesn't mean that you are automatically going to have permanent residency.
Okay.
If you have a work permit and you come into Canada to work, you after some time you qualify to apply for permanent residency in Canada.
Okay.
So there are two. Do you want me to talk about the types of work permit or?
Yes. Don't educate us. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So there are two types of work permits in Canada. They have the employer restricted work permit and open work permit.
What's the difference?
So the difference is that with the open work permit, you can work anywhere in Canada,
any employer,
and
any state.
But it does have a little bit of restriction. So under the work, when you receive your work permit, underneath you will see where they will put where places that you may not be able to work. For example, where they provide erotic, all those kind of things.
I understand that.
Things like that.
Some sensitive things to the nation.
Yes.
Yeah.
That you wouldn't work.
Much of the security as well.
I
understand that.
But apart from that, if you have an open work permit, you can basically work anywhere. But for the employer restricted work
just for that
permit,
employer,
it's restricted to the employer. So most people come to Canada with the employer restricted work permit, not the open work permit, because the open work permit is not open to everyone. So it's more open to if you are a student here, if you come to Canada to study and you want to bring your spouse, you can actually bring your spouse as a worker and they will issue your spouse an open work permit.
Perfect.
If you also have a family member who is, if you're already in Canada and the family member is sponsoring you, when you are submitting your application, you would apply for a work permit also alongside the permanent residency application. So I think I should talk a little bit more about the employer restricted work permit, because that is what our viewers would need more if they are not already in Canada.
Thank you. Guys, if you are watching this video, I can see lots of people are watching this video. Don't just watch. There are some people who are in need of this information. Share this video. I know you are already watching a lot. Lots of people on Facebook, lots of people on YouTube. But don't just watch. You watch and share this video. I have to take time to pull this guy from Canada to be on Man Paulo's corner. I'm not doing it just to joke. I'm doing it because I want people to get the value of what he's saying. I'm doing it because I don't want people to be duped every time. I don't want people to be rip off their money and you think you are doing the right thing. But when you get the knowledge of all this, when people are duping you, you have the idea, you know it's hard for them to dupe you. That's why we are doing these things. So give us thumbs up, share this video, allow your siblings, your brothers, your uncles, your aunties to benefit from it. Okay, so don't just keep it to yourself. As you are watching, share. For those who give us stars, well, give us stars if you like. There's stars there. Each star you give us support Man Paulo's corner. Okay, so that's for it. Now we are back to it, Mama K. Can you tell us about that employer's restricted work permit, which you feel that is more common or is more beneficial to my viewers? Is that correct?
Yes. As long as your viewer, the caveat there is that before I proceed, I also want to say that I'm not an immigration consultant. I don't do visa. Tell them not to email me and say, hey, So everything I'm saying here is from my own personal experience and research. Right. Yes. So the employer restricted work permit basically is a form of work permit that you get if an employer in Canada employs you when you are outside Canada. So the work permit will indicate that you can only work for that employer, or it might indicate that you can only work certain hours, or it might indicate that you can only work in certain location. So it's restricted. It doesn't allow you to just go anywhere and work in Canada. So for you to be able to secure that kind of work permit, you need to secure a job offer from an organization who is eligible and qualified to bring you to sponsor you. So so for an organization to be eligible, that's a different conversation entirely. But for you to know if the organization is eligible, they would be able to provide you an LMIA number. So basically, what the organization has to do is that they have to do a labor market impact assessment, that's LMIA. They have to demonstrate to the Canadian government that there is no Canadian citizen or permanent resident who is able to do that.
That's right.
Yes, so they would have posted it, advertised it for a while, and then they now complete the labor market impact assessment. Once they complete it and you have the labor market impact assessment, the organization can now sponsor you to come to Canada. It's quite straightforward. If you are able to secure that job, it makes it easier for you to get in.
I think that's quite similar to the UK. I don't know if you people have this in Canada. In the UK, if you want to know any organization that can sponsor, then you can check in Home Office website the list of sponsorship. The list of company who can sponsor. If you say list of company sponsorship, you see it there. There are thousands of them. So you can check that company specifically. I don't know if you have something like that in Canadian immigration system.
I'm not quite sure if there's a list highlighting all the companies that can sponsor, but I do know that what they do though is that if a company do not meet the criteria, or if they breach the contract, whatever expectation from the government, they will be restricted from getting labor market impact.
All right.
So with that, if any organization is able to do it, then fine. If they are not able to do it, it means that there is something stopping them.
That's right.
It's quite regulated.
I understand that. Yeah. Perfect. That's very good. Thank you very much. Okay, so guys, you people have heard it. I think this restricted work permit is the best for people who are coming in from like Africa and other. So what it means is that you can search for work. I think it's more easier to get a work that is shortage of occupation in that country. Like if it's in UK, there are lists of shortage of occupation in the UK. So with those one, there's an exemption of labor market test. You people call it something else, like what do you call that?
Labor market impact assessment.
We call it here.
LMIA.
We call it here labor market test in the UK. So those professions are exempted, like something that has to do with nurses, something that has to do with medical doctors, something that has to do with some carers now. Carers now, they are exempted because they want more of them since we left the EU. You see? We need more hands. So some professions are exempted. So I always advise people, if you want to look for work that will give you work permit, the best thing to do is to type in on list of shortage of occupation in that country you are going. It will come out. So apply for such job if you have the ability or the eligibility or the qualification to apply for them. you have more upper hand to get a job because they are looking for those people and they are exempted from labor market test and all that. So perfect. Thank you very much, Man McKay. That is fantastic.
So quickly, just to add to what you're saying, what you said, over here in Canada also, there are some professions that might be exempted, but most of the time, from my own experience, for example, there's a permanent resident pathway that is called the Caregiver Pilot Program. So when I talk about that more, you see, for that pathway, you can apply for a work permit and permanent resident at the same time, and you don't require a labor market impact assessment for that. The employer, the person bringing you, doesn't require a labor market impact assessment, and they can give you a work permit. But it's the professions are very, very few that you wouldn't need a labor market impact assessment. Again, your viewers will have to dig into that a little bit to,
Okay. Now, we know that when you are applying for temporary work permit or any form of work permit, even though it's open one, you need to secure a job first. That's number one thing. Okay. Now, if you are applying for, do you call it permanent residency?
Permanent residency.
So if you are applying for the permanent residency, do you need to secure a job as well?
No, you don't need to secure a job if you're applying for permanent residency. Depending on the path, don't get me wrong. So remember also that when you get to Canada, let's say you get to Canada as a student or as a as a worker, you still have to apply for permanent residency. So in that case, you are going to need a job offer, right? An employment. But if you're applying for Nigeria, so let's talk about Express Entry, for example, or any of the nominee programs. You have to demonstrate that you are employed maybe in Nigeria, depending on the program.
Sorry,
right?
sir.
But
Sorry,
not
sir.
Canada.
Sorry, sir. The Express Entry is the federal one.
Okay. So the Express Entry is a pathway to come into Canada that expedites the process. I want to explain it a little bit better. That expedites the process. So if you go through the provincial nominee.
I don't know what happened, guys. Let me see what happened here. I don't know what happened here. I don't know why this thing ended. I'll bring him back, guys. So stay tuned. I don't know what happened, but I'll bring him back. I don't know what happened, but I must, because this is very, very important, to be honest. Let's see if I can. It's very, very important to me because we are learning lots of things. I don't know what happened. I must get him back. You know, I must get him back. You know, how I wanted to do him. The devil is a liar because even me myself, I'm enjoying it, you know. I must get him back, guys. What happened?
Hello, I think I lost you. I don't know what happened there. Is it your network?
I don't know. I don't know what happened. I'm as confused as you are.
Okay, I'm here now.
I am as confused as you are.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I thought you froze. Your screen froze, so I thought maybe your network is bad or something.
Okay, let me just get myself in. I'm a bit. I was a bit very much confused there. What happened there? To be honest. Just hang on a minute.
All right.
I don't know why I can't come out to screen. Guys, just hang on and don't know what's happening here. I was enjoying what you are saying there, man, at that point, because I was like hitting that question, man.
Yeah.
Are there two? I think I'm having two here.
Everything is good from my end.
Yeah, you are fine. I think This is how to. Okay, I think I know what is happening here. Let me see what I think I know what's happening. I think I get you out again. Let me see if I can get you back. Guys, just 1 minute and see. Let me see what is happening here, guys. It's not easy. Some technical thing can just cause disruption. Just a minute. See what's happening. This kind of correction not working. It's my mm, uh, 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 I don't know what's happening from my stuff here. I wanted to. Okay. So let me see maybe if I can do anything. It's not picking up my camera. That's why I'm a bit getting angry here.
Are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. My camera is not showing. That's why I'm a bit. I'm actually back. It's just that my camera is not showing. I don't know what is the issue. Well, I need to bring you back.
Can they hear you?
Yeah, they can hear me.
Okay,
We're
go
not
ahead.
disconnected on live. We are not disconnected. Just my own camera. I don't know why it's not picking up. Okay, we are still live,
Okay.
but I'll just need to bring you in back anyway. You are the one talking much, so it's okay. I don't care about myself now, but let me just get you in back to the studio so that they can be seeing you.
Okay.
August. Okay. Then just destabilize us. Yeah, you are back to the studio anyway.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm here.
it's only me that is not there now, so I don't know why. But I'll sort it out. That's all right. Now,
Okay.
guys, sorry guys, I don't know what when devil know say you don't do good job, that you go one day come out. That would not say good job, don't they come there. You go one way they do overtime. So now I be waiting happen here. So I don't even know what happened. So okay, guys, we are back. That's why you're not seeing me. We are back now. Keep sharing, guys. I know as I come out now, we drop a little. So we are back. We are still going to give the same knowledge here, whether you are seeing me or not seeing me. Okay. Now, okay, let's go back to the questions now.
Okay.
Now, I was asking, do you remember the last question I asked you? Yeah.
We're talking about permanent residency.
Yeah. So I said, do you need to get a job? Yeah, to secure that. Then you say no.
Yeah, for the for the permanent residency, if you are coming into Canada through the permanent residency pathway, you are not. There is no requirement to secure a job in Canada. Although securing a job is an advantage, it's always an advantage, but there's no requirement for you to have secured a job in Canada. So what they require from you is for you to be, let's say you want to come in as an engineering professional. You would need to demonstrate that you have the skills as an engineer. You are employed. You have to show all your employment history and all of that. That is where you show your experience. That is where the experience counts, right? And then you need to demonstrate that you have the educational requirements. They will have to assess your education. They also do the English test, like I said before. And then they consider your age and your ability to settle in Canada. Okay. So those are the things that they consider. They don't necessarily require you to have a job offer if you are coming in as a permanent resident from Nigeria, from Africa. Oh, sorry, from Africa.
Yeah, that's fine. I understand that. So it is when you get there, then you go for any job, yeah? Okay.
Yes. So once you arrive here as a permanent resident, you are allowed to do any work. There is no restriction. As long as the work is not illegal, you are allowed to work in Canada. And then after some time, they have minimum days that you would have been in Canada, you will apply for citizenship.
Perfect. Now, if I may ask, what is the financial involvement? Because lots of people always ask me that.
So for the financial involvement for permanent residency, yes, you have to demonstrate that you have certain amount of money in not just in your account, that you are able to care for yourself, right? You have to demonstrate that you are able to take care of yourself, and your family. So if you are coming by yourself, if it's one person, the current amount that you are required to demonstrate that you have is about $13,310. So this is not, I'm talking about minimum, right? The more you have, the better for you. But if you need to show that you have $13,310 in your account and available to you. So that fund needs to be available to you. You need to be able to access the fund. So you can't say, oh, I have this house and I have equity in that house. That house maybe is worth 100 million or 500, right? So you can't say that. Sorry, can you give me a minute? My daughter is just here. Just a minute.
All right, stop him, guys. It's a very good. It's a very good question we're asking, and we are answering it. So for those who have been asking too much question, I want you guys to just get it and enjoy it once and for all as well. You know, the guys are doing a good job on them. You know, which is what we are looking for here. All right. So we want a great job here to be done. For those who want to relocate and those who want to make decision,
Yeah, sorry about that. My kids,
no, that's fine. I understand that.
Yeah.
We all have it here. So,
yes, I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah.
So, as I was saying, you need to show that you have about $13,000 Canadian dollars. I think you are showing now.
I'm back now. How do you know? So one of the software took my camera when you left. So now the software was utilizing the camera. So I have to find out the software that took that camera. So to disable it, then I will have to come back to this one.
Okay. All right. So back to the funds requirement, the financial requirement. So you do the exchange rate. The viewers can do the exchange rate for about $13,310 for one person. And then if you are two, you would demonstrate that you have $16,570. So this is the revised rate. It changes all the time. So they can go there and change it. So if you have already applied and they change the financial requirement, you need to go back to your online application, and then update your financial requirements. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Update financial standing that you have that money. So for 3 people, they will require about $20,371
for the permanent residency, yeah?
Yes, permanent residency.
Okay.
Yeah. For 4 persons, about $24,700, 5 $28,000. It keeps going up.
So for one person is how much?
$13,310.
So you need to have, okay. So I think that money is just like a buffer till you get job so that you not be a liability to the economy. Is that correct?
Yes. So you need to demonstrate that you are able to come here, settle, have something.
Be independent.
So if you are coming with, yes, if you are coming with 7 people, if you guys are 7, for example, you have to show $35,224. And then any other additional family member, you have to show additional $3,386. So if you are 8, you have $35,200 something dollars. Then if you are plus $3,386, sorry. So any other additional person, even if it's 10, 12, you have to demonstrate that you have additional $3,386.
Wow. Wow. Because I was seeing, at some point I was seeing a place they were saying financial, whatever. I was reading about, I didn't understand much. I said, okay, I'm going to ask that question. And lots of my followers always ask me, guys, if you are just rejoining, because let me assume we went for a break when we have that interruption. If you are just joining us back now, so keep share that video back again, so that people will keep joining us again. Yeah, it's still climbing up now. That's good. Share and love it. Like. For those who want to give us star, you can give us star if you want. We are here to educate people. We are here to make people understand each time they are about to go to this immigration thing, at least you know you are left from your right. You have the basic knowledge. Then when someone is about to defraud you, you will know easily that this is not what I heard on Man Paulo's corner, when it comes to work permit and other, because there are lots of people, McKay, that always tell our vulnerable youth that, oh, I will travel you to Canada and I will give you work permit. I will travel you to UK, we will give you work permit. You are going to France, you are going to Germany, there's job already secured for you there. And for all you know, many people fall for this. And they will take their money and go and dump them in Dubai. They will take their money and go and dump them in Turkey. They'll take their money and go and dump them in, what is it called? Qatar. This is wickedness.
Yeah, my brother. So the thing is, like I received so many, like I said earlier, so many reports. People, complain all the time that they've been duped because, Canada is the people want to come to. Then they fall prey to these things. So there is something I want to quickly chip in. Because I don't want to forget, I think your viewers need to know this. There's what they call the International Experience Canada program. So that program, I've had cases where they dupe people with that program because it's an international experience program. It allows people who have work experience from outside Canada to come to Canada. They use it to market their scam, but honestly speaking, Nigeria is not eligible for that. So they have 30 countries, about 30 specific countries that are eligible for that program. So if anybody tell you guys that, oh, I can bring you to Canada through this program, please go, the information is online. Go to cic.gc.ca, that's the website, and then research it. You look at the list of the countries. If Nigeria is there, fine, but as the last I checked, Nigeria is not among the countries that are eligible for that program.
Okay, thank you for chipping in that. I really appreciate that. So, guys, you hear from someone right from Canada live telling you some certain things there, because most of the times we speak, you think we're helping lives here. We're trying to make things a bit easy for you, because God might bless you with money and you want to make move. You know when you are in the right track. That's why we are doing this. Okay? If you are joining, just share this video, guys. So I think you've said something about the English language test. I think it's compulsory in either way. Is that correct?
No, it's not. The English language test is not compulsory for the work permit.
Okay.
If you are applying for a work permit, I'm not aware that the English language test is compulsory. Okay. But if you're applying for permanent residency, absolutely the English language test is compulsory. And depending on the profession or the category or pathway that you are applying for, the test requirements, the score is kind of different, right? So if you are coming in as a skilled worker in the maybe management sector, you are expected to have high, English speaking skills, right? So the minimum expectation is going to be higher. The minimum score you need to get in your English test is going to be higher than if you are coming as maybe a caregiver. So the score for that is lower. But you have to meet a minimum English language test for the specific pathway you are applying.
And that's how you mean perfectly. Guys, you hear that as well. Yeah. Now, I think we've done justice to work permit and permanent residency. We've done a good job there. I want to...
So go ahead.
You want to say something? No, you want to say something, continue.
Yeah, so for permanent residency, permanent residency is very broad. It's broad. There are so many pathways. We only touched on one, I think. So let's continue. If you want to talk about it, I can briefly talk about those. But
I don't think they're very relevant now for my viewers. Okay, I think you have spoken the one that is well relevant for my viewer, which is the work permit one, which is called restricted work permit. I think that is the one they need more. So which is the one you need to secure a job, and if possible, try to go towards the job that are more needed in that country, like the one that have that has been excluded from labor market test. I want to use that word here that we use here. So labor market test, more easy for you to get that job. I think that's fine for me. Now, what I want to ask again is there any other route that you feel is more easier for my followers to come to Canada, apart from permanent residency and work permit, just to give them an alternative?
Yeah, so as far as I know, aside from permanent residency and work permit, the only other option would be study permit.
Okay.
Right? Yes. So do you want me to talk about study permit? Okay. So because why I said the only other option is that you can secure a visa to come to Canada as a visitor for sure. But if you are going to stay in Canada longer than your study visa, your visiting visa, you still need to either obtain a work permit or a study permit. So the Canadian government will not allow you stay in Canada indefinitely with a visiting visa. So that is why I want to talk about the study visa, because I don't want to, I don't think people should come here and decide that they want to stay with a visiting visa, right?
Yeah. Okay. Let's hang on there before you continue on the. I don't want to mix something. The way when you talk is when I get questions. When you talk is when I get questions. Now you said something that you can come to Canada with visiting visa. Then if you want to stay longer than the visiting visa, which might be probably 6 months, then if you want to stay longer than that visiting period, you need to change to student visa or student permit or work permit. Are you allowed to change from visiting visa in Canada to work permit or study permit while you are in Canada on visiting visa?
Yes. So before now, several years ago, when it wasn't allowed, you have to leave Canada because you have to do in Nigeria, they call it the thumbprint. Here, they call it the biometrics, right? So, but they changed it, they updated it some years ago. Once you have your biometrics, because you already did your biometrics, now it's valid for 10 years, you should be able to apply for a study visa or for a study permit or work permit.
Why you are a visitor in Canada?
While you are in Canada.
Yeah, I don't think that's not obtainable in the UK. That's good. That's very, very good. As a visitor here, I think you need to return to apply for that. So okay, that's a very, very good one. So now, tell us about this student visa.
So the student visa is another pathway to immigrate to Canada. I think is the most popular pathway for people coming into Canada. Most people I know in Canada are either they came in through permanent residency or through study permit. Through study permit. So for the student visa, basically you have to obtain admission in an institution that is designated to be eligible to have international students. So it's not every college or university that is designated to do that. So, but majority of them are designated to do that because it's good business. So basically, once you obtain admission, then you have to apply for, they will give you an acceptance letter, an offer letter, then you have to use that to apply for a study visa.
That's right. I think I know how that runs.
Yeah.
Let's just tell my followers who is talking here is, I always call him Man McKay, okay? Like I told you before, I was not joking. This guy gave me the first admission to ASUT, okay? So I'm not joking. He's right. He's a very humble guy. He's a nice guy. But I remember when we were eating too much concussion in railway quarters in Enugu. For people who know in German say artisan. So that you know say how come 14042 confirm. No, no, know where they come from. So now inside pot the rice not they done. We never done with the everybody done. All man don't carry spoon.
Yes.
Because if you don't start in time, you don't go belly full.
Yes.
So not be so we did right, but all of us don't see suffer. We don't pass through the stages, you know.
Yes,
you know. So today we are in UK. Yeah. Today he's in Canada with the wife. Even the wife was in the same school with us. All of us in the same schoschool. So you don't say when you know your wife, not be here.
I'm a good guy, you know.
Yeah, you're a good guy. You try well. So you know, even with the wife come school, study school, then still go marry, go Canada together. No, it's a good one. So it's not a joke. You don't say what we know, guys. And I know before I bring somebody to Man Paulo's Corner, is someone who is very, very enlightened one, someone who can speak and divulge everything I need him to divulge. I don't just bring everybody here. So if you see somebody who are abroad here, there are people who are knowledgeable because Man Paulo's Corner is here to renew your mindset. Okay, so guys, if you want to check him out, you can check him out on IG, and I just pop his IG up there. You can see IG. CKs, okay? I just pop it up on the screen there. You can check him. You can check him out. Okay, check him out on IG. You can follow him as well. I don't know much about him if he's a Facebooker, but IG, I think he's very active there. Okay, guys. So I'll keep that IG there for the now for people who are still joining. I'm not just gonna leave it before we continue, guys. If you are somebody is saying 042.
Yes, 042.
Guys, if you are just joining us, share the video so that your brother, your sisters, your auntie, your uncle, you know, even your papa, when I want to get young papa, young mama, they go see all this thing now, they go follow, you know, you go prosper your family. Share, okay? And give us like. I'm not seeing much like again. Oh yeah, give us like. Make una know they remind me about it. Make they remind me about the like before una give me like. Make una they give me like and they bring something good for una. When I go to give me like. Make una they share, they give me like. Thank you guys. Okay. Mama K, back to you.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the student visa now. I think if you ask me,
before you proceed, can I quickly say something about the student visa? Are you moving from the student visa?
No, just finish it up.
Okay. So what I usually advise people is if you are coming to Canada and you are applying for school, think about what course will you do that will help you settle in Canada. Because I find a lot of cases where people, because they just want to come to Canada, they just get any course, they come in here and they struggle to settle. They struggle to get their permanent residence and citizenship. So you need to, first of all, be able to complete that course. And also that course, you should try to have research courses that will be more relevant to the Canadian economy. Because they have special pathway for some courses. For example, if you come here and you study nursing, PR is very, very easier for you. Settling is very much easier for you compared to someone who came here to study business. But if you came here to study business administration, there are so many business administration graduates who are Canadian. Who are just in, you know what I mean? Yeah, so they need to pay attention to that.
I know what you mean. So now I want to ask a question. In Canada, as a work permit holder, how many years do you need to stay for you to get the permanent residency?
So that's a very good question. So when you come into Canada as a work permit holder, you depending on, so I cannot say specifically how many years you need to stay because it depends on the pathway that you are looking to get your permanent residency. Does that make sense? So if, for example, you come into Canada as a worker and you want to get your permanent residence through the Canadian Experience class, you have to demonstrate that you have Canada experience. I think it's minimum of 2 years or something. Because it's been long that I did these things. So they will need to check you need to check the updated information. But usually, in my experience, usually you require to work maybe 2 years for you to gain that Canadian experience to apply for permanent residency. So it depends on the pathway. So the caveat is it depends on the pathway. I cannot say for sure that it has to be 2 years. Usually when you get a work permit, if the work permit is maybe 2 years, when you get it and you are working, if that work permit is, I'm going into another subject, but I'll talk about it. If that work permit is about to expire or it expires, you need to apply for renew the work permit. So you can renew the work permit.
Okay. Now,
and continue to work and that experience.
Now, so what if somebody is a student? Yeah. Okay. How long does that route take you before you have permanent residency as a student?
Okay. So I always say that study permit is always the best. So when you come in here as a student and you graduate from an institution, the institution I think is 2 years. 2 years, if you study for 2 years, you will be able to get open work, postgraduate work permit. Yeah. So you get postgraduate work
2 years,
permit.
Yeah.
So it depends. I think 2 years, then 3 years maximum. Okay. It depends on the course and how long the duration of the course that you did, right? Again, they have to check it out. Your viewers have to check it out. But you get a work permit. Now, that postgraduate work permit that you get, you want to get a job. Again, when you are looking for a job, you want to get a job, you now look at the economy, look at the area where they need permanent residents and the pathways, and use that work permit, get a job in that area where they need, and then qualify for permanent residence faster, right? So in some cases, if you are in healthcare, for example, I don't think they even require you to get any long-term experience because for example, if you finish and you graduate and you are
I know what you mean. They are looking for you.
Yeah, you can quickly get it. Yeah, you can quickly get it. Yes, compared to again what I said before, someone who is who did business. When I did mine, it was back then. It was about 2 years. 2 years, yeah. Then you can now apply. So once your postgraduate work permit is running out, then you would have qualified for permanent residence. Then you apply for permanent residence.
So after your permanent residency, how long does it take you to have your citizenship? Because that's a different thing entirely.
Yeah. So again, it's also very subjective. There is no specific. So they have specific number of years that you would have been in Canada. I think it's about 3 years now. So for example, some of us that came I didn't come as a permanent resident. So for us that did not come as permanent resident, once I became a permanent resident, I then obtained my citizenship a little bit faster than someone who came as a permanent resident because they counted the number of years that I've been in Canada and they took a percentage of that number of years plus the number of years that I'm required to be in Canada after becoming a permanent resident. So for mine, it's about 3 years before I became a citizen.
Okay.
So I want to speak based on my own experience, right? Because everybody's experience is different.
Yeah, okay. Okay, that makes sense. All right, thank you very much. We are going to take some questions from my people. Okay. Now here you go get some question where you say, you go throw us all balance here.
I go try my best now. I will tell them, anyone where I don't answer, I don't feel, I go just tell them.
Even some of my people go ask you the one who don't answer before, so they did like that. So you need to be patient. You need to be patient with them. So
your viewers are correct people now.
Yeah, my viewers they try. They try. I like my viewers.
They try, yeah.
No, correct people. They follow me and they tell you. Okay. Yes. I want to say Onyeka, good evening from Jeki, Africa. Wow, I don't know where that place is. Let's go straight to the point. How do people get visa to Canada, and how much, please? I get this kind of question every time, but it's not straight. It's not straight. That is Mark K. McKay,
Yeah.
I think McKay have already answered that in the video. Maybe if you are not, if you didn't watch the part he answered that, you need to go and revisit the video again. Okay. McKay, thank you very much. Then we have Tina Onyeka Harris. Say good evening from UK. Good evening, Tina. All these adverts make una they give me space. Make I read my people comment now. I go window now.
So while you are looking at that, I can quickly summarize that person's
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for the person who is asking how can you come to Canada, obtain visa in Canada, the summary of what we've been talking about is that there are different pathways through which you can come to Canada. You can come as a student, you can come as a worker, and then you can come as a permanent resident, or a family member who is a spouse can sponsor you for permanent residence too.
Good.
And then for how much is required, I said I don't process visa for people. I can speak to that.
I think it varies anyway, because I've helped lots of people when it comes to visa and all that. So it varies. One, if you are coming even as a student alone, even with student alone, it varies even within students, because it has to depend on the course you are doing. It needs to depend on where you are living, on where the school is. There are lots of things, you know. So the same thing matters when it comes to work permit as well. It depends on maybe your province and all that as well, where you are living as well.
Yeah.
You are living cost in the area as well. So it varies, it changes. So with that one, there's no specific.
So the only one that I can say for sure is the permanent resident, the one that I listed, the amount that you have to show in your account for you to learn. That's for permanent residency. Other ones, yes, it varies. Paulo, you've already said it, depending on the school where you're coming and all that. There's no specific amount. I've seen people that have 100 million, 50, 80 million, they deny them visa. I've seen people that have only 10 million in their account, they issue them visa. So there are so many criteria that they consider before they issue visa. It's not just the financial.
That's right. Now we have Miss Esse from Italy. And it says that if you want to move from Italy to Canada, what is the process?
I can comment on that. I've not lived in Italy before, but I can comment on that. So I would say Europe. So if you are coming from certain countries, I believe that Italy would be one of those places where it will be visa free to come into Canada, but you can't just come into Canada and work. I believe that. So you apply for a work permit or study permit or permanent residence permit for you to be able to do these things in Canada if you are coming from Italy.
That's it.
So it applies to what we are talking Nigeria, any other country. The only difference is if you are coming maybe from Hong Kong, say for a Hong Kong experience class or something, for people who are in Hong Kong. I think Ukraine, they might be considering Ukraine because of what is going on in Ukraine. Other than that, it's general requirements. And then again, another caveat, have about 30 countries that can apply through that. So your viewer will need to go, the person that asked the question can go and know if Italy is one of them, one of the countries.
Okay, thank you. And one is saying, please explain more about the skilled worker. I know he wrote skin, but I know his skill he's talking about the skilled worker is interested, and that is Ezugo Dominic Chiduzia.
Okay. So for the skilled worker, I talked about it before. Do you want me to go ahead?
Yeah,
talk about it a little bit more?
Just tell him what it is, just as quick as you can.
Okay, so for the skilled worker is a pathway to Canadian permanent residency, where if you have certain kind of skills, before there are a list of skills that you have to have, list of occupations, right? Yeah, list of occupations. So if your skills, qualification, job, everything fall under those list of occupations, under those skills, you can apply for permanent residency through the express entry. Yeah.
Thank you. For those who have not seen the skill or list of occupation, you need to go and watch my video on YouTube. The link is there. I put the link to all list of occupation for that skill worker that you are asking. It's one of my videos that say Canada visa. Check it out. Go to the description. You see the link there. You know if you're.
And then, so when they do that, they should look at the NOC number, right? So the National Occupation Classification number, I think. So those lists have their numbers. They will use that and the description. It will tell you the job, the job description, the skills that you need to have. It's quite descriptive. It's quite helpful. So, for example, if you are a doctor in Nigeria and you want to come here and a doctor is there, you have to look at the things that they need a doctor to do and think about if you are already doing it, if you can do it, if you can defend it, if you can demonstrate that that is what you do over there in Nigeria, then you can, consider applying for permanent residency using that pathway.
Now we'll have question here. I will just answer the one with people, if you answer question here. So what Miriam Eyoye Amaden says, how do I contact you? Miriam, if you want to contact me, I am on my MPC number is on my page. This page you are watching on Facebook. You will see my MPC number there, strictly on WhatsApp only. Okay. Then if you want to contact McKay, you can see his IG there. You can write him. Okay. Thank you very much. I have displayed the IG. Lucky New World. Good evening, sir. That's fine. Tina Onyeka Harris said, I have a sister in Nigeria. She is a midwife. I want her to go to Canada. How do we start? What do you have to say about the midwife one?
That's a very interesting question.
Yeah.
So a midwife, I would assume you have to be a nurse first before you become a midwife, or is it a different pathway? So that is healthcare, right?
Yes.
So what I do know is that they have, I think they stopped it, but I'm not sure if they are still doing it. Pathway where they have people in healthcare, international people trained internationally in healthcare. But what I can say is that if she comes here, she can't just practice as a midwife because it's a sensitive area. So she has to complete a certain amount of education and all that. There are pathways for them, but I can't speak to that very much because I don't have much experience in bringing people from Nigeria who are midwives. I think there are very few people who are midwives in Nigeria.
Good. Then Ms. Eze said, if you want to move from Italy, I think we'll answer that one before. Yeah, we'll answer that one before. So Miriam said, thank you. Okay, and just screw some. Please, who know the link to apply online? They're saying the link to apply online. Who knows the link to apply online?
So I think what you should do, I think you can put it on your comments description, like the cic.gc.ca is the website.
For people who are looking for the website or the link to apply, that's for permanent residency. Is that correct?
No, so the general website, the immigration website, Canada immigration website is cic.gc.ca.
Okay.
So once you get in there, you do your research,
you
navigate and find where you can apply.
That's fine. So that's fine. Okay, guys, I am going to put the link on this YouTube video, on the YouTube description on this particular video. I'll put it on as we finish. Okay? Okay, guys. So, connected Man Paulo. Good evening. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. And Ijoma Cynthia. Good evening. And we have stop giving any agent. Yeah, okay. Somebody saying stop giving any agent your money to eat, please. Anybody that asks you to give him money for him to give you admission in the UK or Canada, just run for your life.
So I want to say this though. I'm not an agent. I don't do that. But there are some professional agencies. I know young people here who came here through those agencies, because sometimes you may not have the ability. Your parents may not have the ability to fill the form, find all that information. If you have a registered agent, those are legal agents. That's fine. But anybody, all these easy waka pass me kind of people, we just say they do visa. Don't give them your money. And also, most people can do this themselves, my brother. Just go online, look, do your research. You can do it yourself. I've never paid anyone to do any kind of visa application for me before, including my family members. I've always done it myself, and I learned to do it by researching and figuring it out. So your people should try and do it themselves. I tell you, they can be successful.
Yes, that's right. Someone was saying we might not be able to answer everybody. Like I told you, there are lots of comments here. There are many comments here, McKay.
Yeah, we'll try it.
I will try our best for a few minutes again.
Yeah.
Hunger don't they come. If you leave with my people, they're going to ask you. If you ask this question 3 hours, so come on here. They are very happy to.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good that they are wanting to be educated. I love it. So Man Paulo, me, I'm looking for a sponsor visa because I don't have that money you are talking about in Canada. Okay. So I think this one is talking about English language test. IELTS is a must for student visa. Is that a must for student visa? I don't think so because I could remember there are some people I help in Canada.
No,
This and they didn't write IELTS.
no, it's not a must. Maybe if it's going to be a must, it will be maybe the school and the course that you are studying,
Yeah.
right? So the university might say because this master's degree is this list of these countries. There are a list of countries that have to write English, some English exams. Sometimes Nigeria might be there, but if you are applying for a study visa, which is different from the admission, you don't require English test for study
So
visa.
after
You might require it for admission depending on the school.
So if you say good evening, Man Paulo, well done. Thank you, Ife. Then I love his lecture. It's good. So my people are commending you, okay?
Thank you, guys.
So I think somebody have
I just inspire you, small.
I think somebody have put the website there already. So all you need to know about Canada visa. So somebody pop on, you say go to cic.gc.ca. So fine. Somebody
Yeah.
pop it there. That's good. And we have a thank you. They try. Thank you. They try. Okay. Good. Please join Dranja headquarter group, please. Who be that one? How can someone apply for job in Canada? No, I think we'll answer that over and over again. So we'll not do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please, can you throw more light on converting visitor to work permit? I think that one is good.
So let me tell you this for sure. Like,
guys, before you continue, if you are just watching, you are just joining, share this video, guys, before you continue. All right, sir.
All right. So I will always ask your viewers to go and do their own research because the information is there. It's always more updated. The website is updated. So if you come in here as a visitor, you are not allowed to work legally, right? If you want to work legally, you have to apply for a work permit. Now, you being in Canada or being in Nigeria or outside Canada does not necessarily give you any advantage because it's not a part of the consideration. You know what I mean? So the only thing is, in the past, they used to expect you to go outside the country to do your biometrics. But now, if you have already done your biometric, which is now valid for 10 years, in the past it used to be valid for I think 6 months, 1 year. Now it's valid for about 10 years. They are not requiring you to go to the US anymore to go do your thumbprint again. So you can actually apply online for a visa, right? So basically, what you are doing is you are in Canada, you are applying to change condition to student, but you still have to apply for a study visa or work visa. You are applying to change condition to a worker. You have to apply for a work permit.
And you can do it within Canada, yeah?
Yes, because if you're applying online, yes, you can do it. Yes.
Good. Odoguku. Odoguku. No, strong name. It said go to Alberta province site and check out for job tabs. Okay, good. I think it's helping us to educate people. I think that's one of the provinces, isn't it?
Yes, Alberta is one of the provinces. Yeah.
Okay, good. So how to apply for Canadian visa? Oh, that one don't run advert. Don't throw away that one. I'm coming. It's a strong one, guys. We're not going to. I will take more 10 questions. That's me done. More 10 questions, guys. I'll leave others. Maybe I will tag McKay on this video. Maybe he can still respond gradually. Okay.
So my AirPod is going to go off now. I might just go on the
Yeah, that's
computer
fine. That's
directly.
fine.
It might check. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
you
check
can
the
do
sound
that.
quality.
So
Okay.
that's fine. Now, one person says, how to apply for Canada visa from Dubai. I think it's something like what you said in Italy, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
So
So
yeah.
yeah.
So what about underage going to study in Canada?
Yeah, there's a road. That's another conversation entirely. So yes, you can if you are if you are not up to 18 years, you can come to Canada to study, but you are going to need a
That's right.
guardian. So somebody has to stand to be the
In
guardian,
Canada.
demonstrate that they are yes,
That is like
yes.
that everywhere in the world. So underage, you are not allowed to
Mhm.
just go on your own, okay? You can't just go on your own. You need people to guide you. Make you buy us
Yes.
chicken and chips.
Mhm. You say
Somebody
what?
say we should buy the chicken and chips. That's a EP. Okay, now have Christopher Chris. Man Paulo, please ask him, is it a must that proof of fund, that statement of account must be up to 4 months? Yeah, this one is, I saw people I was
That's a
guiding.
good question.
Yeah, it's a good question. You got some people I was guiding with the student visa, and they are looking
Mhm.
for 4 months statement of account. What's that for?
Yeah. So they want you to show historical fund,
Okay,
right? They want you to show history that you have the
okay.
fund. So I think what they do is they are trying to prevent people who you know how they do fund
Yeah, yeah.
deposit. Maybe
And
somebody your family member
I
will just put
understand that.
20 million. Yeah. So me usually personally, all the visas are processed for myself and my
Just
family
28
members.
days,
I use 6 months.
6 months.
I personally use
Okay.
6 months, but I don't think there's any requirement for 6 months. I think if you have 3 months, that should be fine. But it's a matter of what is your strategy. How can you convince the visa officer, the person reviewing your documents, right? If 6 months will make it more, convincing, fine. But if you have 3 months, I have never stumbled across where they said you cannot apply if you don't have 3 months statement. If you don't have 6 months
Yeah.
statement.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they just want to see the trend of the money moving, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Man Paulo's Corner, what are the requirements for student visa application? Of course, you know the requirement young. The requirement is your certificate and you pass all your courses and you have the money. Part of
Yeah.
that.
So you have to get admission. I think the most important requirement is you have to have an accepted offer,
Yeah,
an offer of
yeah,
admission from the university and the funding.
yeah. If you have money, they don't give you application, the admission. You don't have any other thing to worry about. And all your results are good. Okay, Ambrose Ojo, can you please tell us how we can get the link on how to apply online? Yeah, I think I have said it now already. You need to go to that website. I'm going to put it on my YouTube as well. Okay. Now, if someone come to Canada with a tourist or visiting visa and secure a job in a company, will the company be in charge of changing the visiting visa to work permit?
Can you say that again? Sorry.
What is saying in effect is
If
that if somebody comes to Canada, for example, with a visiting visa and
mhm,
get a job there, can the person
mhm.
is it the company that changes the work permit for the person?
But you cannot get a job if you come to Canada with a visiting
Yeah.
visa. Yeah, so you cannot legally get a
Mm,
job if you come to Canada with a visiting. So the question is a moot
mm.
point because first of all, you won't get a job. A visiting visa does not allow
It
you
doesn't
to
allow
work, so
you.
you won't get
Yeah,
a
you can't
job.
secure that job.
Yes.
So because when
Mhm.
they see that you're not eligible to work in the country, they won't give you a job. Or else it become illegal.
They won't give you a job. Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Let me see again. One person says that's humble prince. What about going to Canada from Dubai? What does it take and require? No, that's an open-ended question. We can't answer that. Depending on your
Okay.
condition. Depending on your condition, man. So if you say, can one use EU residence to visit Canada or it must be visa?
I think you have to check out your country where you are and all that. They all have the passports have different strengths, right? So if you are in the EU and you have an EU passport, I think you should be able to come into Canada as a visitor only.
For 3 months,
as a
maximum
visitor
of 3
only.
months.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want to also clarify something with the work permit, coming to visit in Canada and applying for work permit. It's now more, I want to say that because of COVID-19, they have that temporary, it might stop. I don't know. But I know that it started when they had, because of COVID-19, you can now apply. But I don't know if after COVID-19, they are they update their procedures regularly, right?
Yeah. Okay. So that's fine. I think it's even talking about EU residents. EU resident doesn't even allow you to visit Canada. You need EU passport. You need to be citizen of EU passport, to do that. Not resident. But if you have normal resident, you need to apply for visa for you to visit Canada. Okay. So if you relocate to Canada from Dubai with the visiting visa, can you get a job that can change your visa into work permit or resident? Yes, if you...
I think you
answered that already, yeah. So now if you with, I don't know what to say, maybe if you with Italian passport, you don't need visa except ETA. Okay, I think somebody was answering someone. So,
yeah, if you
So okay, thank you. Someone have answered that. Good. You help us. Okay.
But you can't work. They need to be clear that if you are with your passport to come in, you cannot work.
It's just visiting. You're welcome. So now, if you go via the student part, will you be given permit to work while studying? Of course.
That's a very good question too. Yes.
Ngozi,
you'll be given permit to work, but it's restricted. I think it's about 20 hours per week.
Ngozi Ayaro, you hear that? Yeah. It's just 20 hours. You're not going to work like every normal worker, so that you can have time to go and study. Have time to go and study. You don't go fail your course, okay? So, as a science laboratory technology, how can I move to Canada? I think that they will be looking for that course in Canada.
As what?
Science laboratory technology. Maybe it's a technology. Maybe it's supposed to say technologist.
Okay. Yeah. So I think also that would be one of those courses that you might be able to apply into. So the person asking need to go to that list that you were talking about, identify if that profession is in that list, look at the NOC classification number, and then go from there. So they have to do their homework first. They need to check the list and figure that out.
That's right. Now, someone is saying, as a graduate student from the UK, what is the possibility of getting visa as a student in Canada? Well, it's very simple now. There's no big deal there.
It's very simple,
if you have studied in the UK, it's very, very easy to go to Canada. Likewise, from Canada to UK. So
I have a lot of friends here who came from UK, who did their then they came here for maybe PhD or even a second master's
even most
degree.
of them that went on permanent residency from here as well. Lots of them. So please, my question is about Canada, visiting visa from Nigeria. I want to ask maybe whether Canada visiting visa is on now.
Yeah, it's on. Because of COVID-19, they stopped processing for a while, and then they started again, and it's been very slow. But they now have a new portal, I think, where you can now apply, and they are responding faster now. So yes, you can apply for visiting visa. The only reason it was slowed down is because of COVID-19.
Now, Joy Mark say, what if I want to come for masters? How do I go about it? I think we said that already. So, Joy, if you didn't see what we say about student visa, you need to just get admission. So, Joy Mark say, good evening, Man Paulo. Thank you for this great opportunity. Thank you, Joy. And then I have Ambrose. And I say, MPC, can we get all the information through CICGA? Yes, you can get it. Thank you very much. You can get it there. You're right. Then we have Percy. Can a nurse student have a visa to Canada? Yes, now. Anybody can have, any student can have a visa to Canada if you have been given admission. Yeah, a nurse student can have it. Just to be quick about that. Man Paulo's corner, I am ready to come through study visa, but I am afraid of scammers. Can you people direct me to a genuine visa agent? You don't really need much of visa agent. You can apply for this thing online, the brand. You can apply for any school of your choice. Maybe if you need guide, we can guide you. It's not a problem. You can write me on Man Paulo's Corner. I can give you some. Well, don't do yet. The next week I'm going to talk about student visa. Most of the cheap schools in Canada that you can apply and that are easy to apply as well. There are a couple of them I've helped some of my people to apply. Okay, I'll bring more school, more what is it called? More schools that are a bit cheaper for you guys. Okay, I'll put the link for you there. So you can just go and check out, check if your course is there, okay? I'll do that, I'll start to do that student visa by next week on Canada, okay? That's for that. So guys, don't just watch this video, keep sharing this video. Give us like, give us thumb up, give us star, give us anything that is givable. Keep sharing, share this video, guys. Okay, if you are deriving knowledge from what we are doing, you share the video. Thank you. All right. We'll have please throw a little, I think you say, okay, please throw a little light on asylum seeking. Can one seek for it outside Canada? This one is for you, Oga.
There's no restriction as far as I know from people seeking asylum from outside Canada. But as far as I know, you are going to need a sponsor in Canada for you to be able to even do that, right? So I don't have much experience in that. I do know that, like in Ukraine, what is happening in Ukraine, there are people that are coming in. So you need to demonstrate that they're really, really chasing you or pursuing you for you to seek asylum, right? So doing it from Nigeria, I'm not going to say it's not possible, but it must be a very, very rigorous process. I know that in the past, I know someone who came to Canada through asylum. He said he came maybe 20-something years ago, so many years ago. Right now, I'm not sure if they are doing it again. So I don't have a definite answer, sorry.
So just to add to what McKay said, because this asylum thing is a universal thing. It's not only one country,
yeah,
and they are all in a like manner. Now, you don't just come and seek asylum. Asylum is not a route to visa, okay?
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, what of asylum route? It's not a route to visa. So it's not like what you deliberately plan to do. So for them to give you asylum or approve asylum, like what he said, there must be reason, a cogent one at that, for them to give you asylum. Mainly, especially when your life is at risk, okay? When the government need to intervene, or when a child is involved and because of the situation of that child, there must be something that makes the government to give you asylum. That asylum means that we want to save this life, you know? So you don't just come and cook up one story and you get asylum, or you plan for asylum, you know? And it's not more like when you apply for asylum, they will grant you. They will check individual's condition before that asylum is being granted for that person who asked the question, just to add to what he said. Okay, what about community college? What's that?
So a little bit about that asylum.
Yeah.
So if you are coming to Canada as an asylum seeker, like I said before, you need to have a sponsor. Somebody have to refer you and have to say, okay, I'm going to take responsibility for this person. So yeah. So even if I'm not saying there is no route for asylum to come into Canada, but it's complicated and the process is not that
straightforward. It's discretionary.
Yes.
Yeah, it's discretionary. Okay, we have Jack Sparrow say, please send us the link to apply for student visa. No, that one will be, I'll send you, Jack, I'll try to research for you guys within the week for a cheaper schools in Canada, okay? And I'll put the link on my next weekend program, okay? I'll put the link there. So relax, not a hurry too much, Jack. Calm down. Calm down now. Now, how much is the proof of fund required? This one, there is no how much. There are lots of things. Although, it depends on your school fees plus your living expenses. Living expenses might be standard in each country, or in each province if it's Canada. Like here now, London, like if you're living in London, it's a little bit higher because it's the capital. But if you're living like outside London, it's a little bit lower. I know that you people might be doing something like that there in Canada as well. So, but living expenses is standard. Maybe some of them might be something like about, let me assume, like $10,000. But now it must be additional of your balance of school fees per first year. Okay, so it changes the proof of fund we are going to get from one person to another, depending on the course and school you are studying.
Yeah.
Does that satisfy you?
So just to chip in on that quickly.
Yeah.
So if you are living in Vancouver, for example, Vancouver is a very expensive city. So if the school is in Vancouver, you have to demonstrate that you can, take care of yourself in Vancouver. They will assess you based on that location of that school. So your funds need to be enough to take care of that. But if your school is in a rural area, where living expenses is not too high compared to Vancouver, they will assess you also based on that. So like Paulo said, there is no for study permits, as far as I know, there's no specific amount that you have to have, but you need to make sure that the amount you have will be enough to cover your living expenses, your school fees, your accommodation, and all that.
Good. Thank you. Now, one is saying, can one apply for admission in a community college? I think the answer of this one is it depends if that community college have sponsorship.
Yes.
It's not every school that has sponsorship. Okay, so that is a community college or it's not a community college, it doesn't matter. It's the sponsorship, the right to sponsor you to Canada that matters.
Yeah.
Do you want to chip in something there?
Yes, I want to chip in something. I want to give them a keyword that they need to look out for. So it's called Designated Learning Institution, DLI. So if it's a community college or it's a university or whatever it is, if it's a designated learning institution, if it's one of those institutions designated to be able to have people, international students, then that's fine. It doesn't have to be one big university.
Okay. Now, please, can someone work with invitation in US, please? No, you can't work with invitation. Invitation is a visiting visa. So forget about invitation. That's not a work permit. Okay, we have Lola Rafa. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. So we have Ozioma Uchechi. MPC, please, how can I get the link to apply for work permit in Canada? And they sponsor my visa permit? Yeah, okay. I'll put that. I'll update that to Uchechi on this video. So later you go and check on my description on this video. So now, thanks for the answers. They are thanking you. Ngozi Chi is thanking you. And Lola Rafa is saying, can EU resident come to the UK? Okay, I think that one is my question. Yeah, EU resident can... The word resident means you are not EU citizen. So these are two different things. So if you have visa in EU, you can't just come to the UK. You need to apply for visa to come to the UK, okay? But if you are an EU citizen, like Italian citizen, France citizen, Holland, that is Holland citizen, you can come with your passport, your EU passport, to the UK. You don't need to apply anything, okay? But if you are just resident, you are living there as a resident, you need to apply for visa, okay? Like the way I am now in the UK, if I'm a resident, I'm not a citizen, I cannot just wake up, just want to go to France. No, I need to apply for visa, okay? But if I'm a UK citizen, I don't need visa. I'll just wake up, book my flight one night, tomorrow I don't go, okay? So that's the way it is. Thank you for that. And we have, if you are locating from Dubai to Canada with a Dubai partnership visa, how possible will it be for someone to get a work permit in Canada? I think we'll say something like that. We're not going to go over it again. It says, sir, if you don't have funds to sponsor yourself, but you are willing to school and work, please, is there anybody that can sponsor you and pay up later?
That's a very interesting question. So, Paulo, I don't know if there is a requirement for you to have lots of money if you are coming through work permit. Of course, you have to demonstrate that you can settle and all that. But study permit is where they are looking at your money more. If it's work permit, they are giving you a job. You already have a job. You just choose minimum amount. I think, yeah, maybe that's $10,000 something per person would maybe apply.
Let me answer love them that question he asked. Listen, there's nobody here, no anybody that will say, come and study, you will pay later. If you are looking for people to sponsor your study, you need to apply for scholarship, okay? And the scholarship, they don't need to tell you to go and pay later. It's a free thing. That's what it's called, scholarship. That is the only way you can come to abroad to study without your money being there, unless you secure a scholarship, love, okay? But nobody no any specific body that will say, come and study later, you begin to pay us here. No, they don't do that in here. Okay, that's for that.
Yeah. And then regarding, even when you secure a scholarship, for example, to come to Canada, you secure a grant, right? Let's say $10,000. After your first year, you have to demonstrate that you are in good academic standing. So your GPA, in some schools, the school might require you to have maybe 4.0 GPA minimum. If you don't meet that GPA, they will take away the scholarship from you. So the scholarship is not okay throughout your study. Every year they will reassess you, understand that, okay, you are meeting the minimum educational standard for that scholarship. If you don't continue to meet it, you cannot continue to get that scholarship.
Good. Anuzo say, if your uncle bearing same surname with want to bring you to US, what are the requirements, please, so that you can remain there? We're not talking about US, Anuzo, so you're taking us out of the question. We're talking about Canada now, so they will talk about US to answer your question. Thank you. So Doguku, skilled trade program pathway is a skill acquired within Canada or outside Canada skills. I think this guy is in Canada. This is Doguku in Canada. That's good.
Yeah.
Please, I need an advice between Canada and UK, which would advise from family from Nigeria to relocate to. It depends on your condition, your situation, anywhere you prefer. The two countries are not bad, to be honest. What will be nice? Okay. Guys, I need to leave you guys now. This one don't do. Let me answer the last one. If I continue with all of you, one after the other, I'm not going to finish them. Let me answer that. Thank you, Oga Man Paulo, and your guest, Mr. Kingsley, for the wonderful advice. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you guys. Okay, let's check on YouTube to see if we can just deal with two persons only there, or two questions, because hunger don't they catch me. About it here, nice one. Arsenal fans, enjoy soccer here. Love, please upload. Okay, I think most of the questions that we need to answer have been answered, even though people on YouTube and all that. So, thank you, Mama K, for honoring my invitation.
Thank you.
I hope to see you some other time. And it's a pleasure and it's an honor to me that you are in my studio tonight. And I know that most of my followers, if not all of them, they have enjoyed your explicit explanation here. Even I have added to my knowledge as well, because no man is an island. Okay? And I believe that even from my followers, you have learned from them as well. Like I always learn from them every day. You see? Thank you very much. Guys, if you want to know more about McKay as well, that is his IG there. That is MCKs on Instagram, okay? So go and check him out, follow him. He's a poet. He writes. I've read a couple of his pieces, and he makes lots of sense, you know. And I don't know him today. He's a brilliant guy, a very brilliant guy, you know. Not only brilliant, you can be brilliant and not smart. He's a smart guy as well, I say. So I'm not trying to praise him. You people know I don't praise people. He knows I don't praise people. If you're not good, you are not good. Yeah. I'm natural. I'm just sufficiently original. So thank you very much. And on behalf of my followers, my fans, I will send a warm regards to your family and tell them we appreciate your
Thank you.
coming. And we need to leave you now.
Thank
Do you
you.
have any word for my fans before you leave finally?
I wish you guys the best. Thank you very much for the opportunity to come on the studio. Thank you, Man Paulo. As for your fans, I hope that they get whatever it is that they seek. If they want to travel out of Nigeria, I hope that they find a way, legal way to travel. If they want to come to Canada, I hope that they'll be able to get it. And I advise them to be careful who they give money to for the purpose of visa application, and encourage them to do it themselves sometimes. You know, we have the cell phone now, do the research, start the process one step at a time, and they'll get there. God bless you and God
Thank
bless
you very
everyone.
much. Bye now. Bye.
All right. Have a bye-bye.